Good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Thursday, January 4th. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, hanging out with my co-host, Mr. TC Stills. TC, how you feeling this morning, big fella?
Feeling good. It's a new year, and we'll see what this year has in store for our Yankees. But doing good. It was a great New Year's, and how you doing?
I'm feeling good, man. New Year's was good. Still out here in Tampa, Florida. I'll be headed out back to New York City this Saturday is when I fly back to the city. But I'm feeling good, man. You know, even though there's no real Yankee news that's out there, it's just a bunch of rumors and speculations. I'm still feeling good. I still got a high off of Juan Soto. I know we don't got Mr. Yamamoto. He's with the Dodgers. It is what it is, and I'm just waiting for the Yankees to pivot and start making some moves. How about you? And shout out to the chat as well. But what's your thoughts on the Yankees' lack of movement as of right now? It's been a whole month since Juan Soto has been traded to the Bronx. What's your thoughts on that real quick before we jump into anything and before we do a roll call?
I'm actually feeling I'm feeling somewhat optimistic. I'm actually looking forward to seeing this lineup. I see. You know, I know it's been a time since we've, got another player or done anything. So we've kind of reflected on the lineup and what it would look like. And that's what I can't wait to see, and all the hype we had on Juan Soto, we forget he's in this lineup with Judge. And that's what I look forward to. I know Cashman will work on a pitching. I hope he just doesn't do one of his, little dumpster diver DFA. I hope that's not the case. I'm optimistic that it's going to happen. He's going to get somebody, maybe two pitchers, both to the bullpen. So I'm optimistic. I want to see this lineup in spring training. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what they have in store for us.
Listen, I know a lot of Yankee fans out there, especially on Twitter, they've been going back and forth. I see a lot of folks in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. We got over 35 of you fine people joining us this morning. If you guys can, smack that like button and hit the subscribe button as well. We are 39 subscribers away from 2,600. And also, we're going to be doing a giveaway later on today at 11:45. My guy, Dr. Hitskin, he won the last giveaway, the Jose Trevino 5x5 autograph giveaway. He won that on our last episode last week, Thursday. He's giving it back to the community. So we're going to do another raffle the same way we did it before. So if you guys want to enter into the raffle, you already know what to do. Just put the $1.99 super chat, add the quack emoji next to it, and we'll get you ready to go in that giveaway. Shout out to my guy, Dr. Hitskins, who's right here as well. Guys, make sure you say what's up to Dr. Hitskins, and thank you, Dr. Hitskins, for that extra giveaway that we will be doing later on today. But to your point, when you talk about Brian Cashman and moves that he could make or cannot make, this is one thing I'm going to say. We need to start having faith in Mr. Brian McGuire Cashman. That's what we need to have faith in. Mr. McGuire, Brian Cashman. I'm just sitting back and waiting. I cast no judgment on Brian Cashman as of right now. I think he got beat up a lot during the season, rightfully so, and towards the end of the season before we made any move for Juan Soto. And I think mostly it's just Yankee fans upset when he came out and said that I think we're pretty effing good, and just try to make different excuses for the hole that was in a sinking ship from last year, regards to the 2023 New York Yankees. But Brian Cashman, he has some options out there, right? But as of right now, Jeff Passan reported this: the Yankees are one of four teams that hasn't spent any money this offseason so far. This is what they're reporting: the Yankees' lack of spending. But my guy Keith McPherson, shout out to Keith McPherson from WFAN, who's always holding it down. I feel the same way he feels, right? This is what Keith had to say on the matter. Did the Yankees not address a couple of needs without spending a dollar? I think so. They have 2 months to spend. Money isn't everything. They spent last offseason and won 82 games. Make the right moves. One thing being a dad has taught me: have some patience, man. Things, they take time. And I'm going to echo that. The season hasn't started. Right? Well, it's January 4th right now. And as of January 4th, Jordan Montgomery, he hasn't signed. Blake Snell, he hasn't signed either. Cody Bellinger hasn't signed either. So it's not like all of the big free agent pieces are off for the board as of right now. And also, when you look at the trade market, Dylan Cease, he's still with the Chicago White Sox. Corbin Burns, as of now, is still with the Brewers. So teams haven't been making moves and just leaving the Yankees in the dust. Brian Cashman and his are doing their proper due diligence when it comes to conveying the market, seeing what's out there, and if the right package is out there to get, I have the faith that Brian Cashman is going to do what he has to do to improve this starting rotation. What about you? Before you answer that, shout out to Uncle Tat with the 199. We will be
Tats.
Uncle
Miss
Tat,
you, my brother.
Duck race later on today. Uncle Tat, I love you. Happy New Year's to you and the familia. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, the patience. It seems like that's what Cashman's. He's waiting for maybe the market to come down, like the prices to come down. I'm sure they've thrown a lot of names around. Like we talked about Jesus Luzardo, Dylan Cease, Corbin Burns, those guys, Shane Bieber. The price for some of those guys maybe it's too high. He just, the teams want Spencer Jones, and maybe he's off the market. Maybe they want Jason Dominguez. Maybe they want Anthony Volpe. I mean, we don't know. It's not as simple as you and I and Tats and all the other content creators out there just to put out names like, oh, Glaber and Pereira will make the deal happen. It's probably not as easy as that. I mean, these teams, they love to fleece us. They love to get our top 5 picks, our prospects. It just seems like that every year. Other teams can get away with giving up, low prospects, but come to the Yankees and they want, every one of our top guys. So that could be the case. But as far as free agent money, I'm a little shocked that they haven't spent any money yet. Again, the prices might be too high. I mean, since we got Soto and Grisham, I don't think we're going to go out and get a Bellinger or a Kiermaier. Kiermaier's already signed, but
I think
offensively, I don't see that. I see them just waiting. I mean, if the price is right for me, Blake Snell makes all the sense. You don't have to give up any prospects. He's a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. Yeah, he might walk a lot of guys, and the spotlight in the AL East. I mean, he's done it already, but I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, that we have too many left-handers. Maybe that's maybe we move Nestor out of there and we just have Rodon and Snell. To me, that makes the most sense. A reunion with Montgomery might be as it's not as sexy, but I don't know. There's a lot of things to think about, and I think that's what Cashman's doing with all his, his brain trust over there, and they're just trying to make the right moves. I know the window of winning is closing, and they want to just make sure that they cross the T's, dot the I's, and we're set up for a long run in 2024. That's what I think.
Yeah, and you bring up some names, right? When it comes to Blake Snell, listen, Blake Snell, Cy Young Award winner in both leagues, both the American League, both the and the National League as well. But then you look at the money that some of these pitchers are getting.
Yeah.
Aaron Nola just signed a crazy deal with the Philadelphia Phillies, $24 million a season. You got Giolito, after coming off of 2 bad seasons, signs with the Red Sox for $20 million a season. You got Frankie Montas getting $16 million
that one's
from the Cincinnati Reds.
I still can't. I can't wrap my head around that one.
Yeah, and apparently, according to the rumors, Jordan Montgomery wants the type of deal that Aaron Nola got, if not a little bit more. So if Jordan Montgomery wants the same deal, $25 million a season, is that something you guys would be comfortable with giving Jordan Montgomery? Listen, when it comes down to it, money talks and BS walks, right? So if the Yankees want to be contending this season, they're going to have to either overpay for a pitcher in the trade market or overpay for a pitcher in free agency. If it was up to me, and I'm just sitting back, if I'm Brian Cashman, if I'm a member of his team, I'm trying to convince Hal, listen, Hal, we're going to have to go over that payroll, that luxury tax payroll. It was either that or we trade away a lot of our young prospects and we hamstring ourselves when it comes to our minor league system. So it's what you want to do. Do you guys want to have the prospects that could potentially fill out a lineup or a starting rotation in the next 3 to 4 years? Or do you want to put all those pieces in a package to get a guy like Dylan Cease, who has control for 2 years, Jesus Luzardo, who has control for 3 years? These are the questions that I'm glad I don't have to answer. I'm glad the pressure's not on me to come up with a starting pitcher out of thin air. But, my guy Tom Kaczynski on Twitter as well, I just want to highlight this. This is what he had to say about the Yankees not spending money, or the Yankees' lack of spending money. Also, we got 60 people in the building. If you guys can, smack that like button. My guy Tom says the Yankees, they could have signed Bellinger, Kiermaier, Jung-Ho Lee, Peralta, instead of trading for Juan Soto, Grissom, Verdugo, and Gonzalez. I like the latter part. I'm happy that the Yankees traded for Juan Soto, Grissom, Verdugo. We got Oscar Gonzalez in the minor leagues, who has about 3 or 4 years of control. That way, if there's any type of injuries, we could call him up, shuttle him back and forth from the major leagues to Scranton Wilkes-Barre. He's going to play the role that Esteban Florial played last year, or for the last couple of seasons, with having control, having options to go back and forth. So I like the moves that the Yankees made. Yes, we didn't sign any free agents. We didn't spend any free agent money. But when Juan Soto's arbitration hearing comes, he's going to be making $33-35 million a season. That right there is adding more money to the payroll. Grissom, I think, if I'm not mistaken, makes about $5 million a season. Verdugo as well, I think he's making about like $10 million, if I'm not mistaken. So that right there, 10, 4, 5, 15 plus, that's right there is like anywhere from 40 to 50 million you just added to your books off of just those trades alone.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we had some payroll come off the books as well, but I'm satisfied with for sure just getting Soto without even Grisham and Verdugo. Just signing Juan Soto is amazing to me. I mean, but I hope that's not it. I mean, I know a lot of Yankee fans, especially Caputo, are screaming for Yankees to do something. It just can't be Soto and that's it, and expect the year to go differently than last year. I mean, Soto's he's going to make a difference, but if you want to make a strong run at a championship, the pitching staff's got to be bolstered. And I have faith that Cashman is working behind the scenes. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. Hal was embarrassed, so he's probably right there. Hey, you need to do whatever you got to do to get this team where we want to be. And it's a waiting game right now because, but we can't wait too long because a lot of these guys are getting scooped up. The slow. I mean, Montas, no big deal. I'm not worried about losing out on Montas, but some of these other guys, Snell, Montgomery. Some of these guys are going to be signed, pretty soon. I mean, what is it? A month, 5 weeks before spring training. So
February 15th is when pitchers and catchers report. That's literally
5 weeks.
That's literally 5 weeks out from that, 30 plus days.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's usually these guys want to be in camp, signed and sealed and ready. So,
Mm-hmm.
I sure hope he's got something up his sleeve. Ninja Cashman. I remember the years where he would just pull out these crazy deals. Like getting the Teixeira and
Yeah.
some of these. I hope it's someone we don't even know. We don't even think about, and it's just some amazing pitcher. Wow, where did that come from? How did he even? We don't know. We just keep rotating the same names out there. Everybody's repeating and so Cashman, he might have something going. So
Listen, that
we'll
TC,
see. We'll
that's
see.
what I said.
Yeah.
Brian McGuire Cashman is who I have faith in
Yeah.
at the moment. At the moment. Now, if pieces
Yeah.
start falling off of the board and Dylan Cease is traded, Shane Bieber is
Yeah.
traded, Corbin Burns is traded, and the Yankees are sitting there just sitting on their hands, then I'm gonna have an issue. Then
Right.
we could start going hard. Then the printing of the Fire Brian Cashman t-shirts, those could start commencing. But until then, I think I'm gonna be calm, just for mental health sakes. I see a lot of Yankee
Right.
fans out there going
Exactly.
going out of their way on Twitter to show how frustrated they are.
We want to
Rightfully
make sure
so.
everybody's mental health is good out there.
Rightfully so.
Everybody's yeah.
Absolutely. We got 80 people in the building. Let me do a few shout outs before we continue. If you are
Yeah.
one of those fine 80 people that are in the building, if you guys can, please smack that like button. We're sitting on 30 likes on the stream. So let's get the stream up to 80 likes, 100 likes right now. So if you guys can, just like that like button, smack the like button. Also, we're sitting at 2,561 subscribers. 39 subscribers away from 2,600. So if you guys can, hit the subscribe button as well. And if you want to enter in our giveaway that will happen at 11:45, we got the duck race later on today. It's a $1.99 super chat, just like Uncle Tats put right there, and you will be entered into the giveaway. But let's do a little shout out. Shout out to my guy, Richie Rivera from Empire
Rich, how you
State
doing,
of
Rich?
Baseball. Rich just put in the chat, Harrison Bader may be going to the Mets 1 year, $10 million. So if that happens, listen, Mr. Bader, Badar, I wish you all the best over there in Queens. My guy Stephen B is in the building.
Ruben's in the
NFE
hey,
and the
NFE.
Strike Zone salute. Anna Marie, how are you doing?
Anna.
Happy New Year. My guy NYY's News El Numero Uno. Ruben's in the building. VR Diesel is in the building. FJ, how you doing? Hope all is well. My guy Mark T Maker's in the building. Anthony Medina, mi hermano de la isla, the aforementioned Dr. Hitskins. How you guys doing? Listen, if you're watching this for the first time, just throw the new in the chat. Let us know if you're new so we could welcome you to the familiar. Dev Finch is in the building. But we got to talk about
Jigga.
Shout out to Jigga. Shout out my guy Jigga. But we got to talk about
Hector's busy, man. He's trying to run a show here. Don't get on him. Don't be hard on him, man. He says you don't look at the
Andy
messages.
Martino says that the Mets signed Harrison Bader. What? So it's official.
It's a
Harrison
deal, huh?
Bader.
Okay.
He
stayed in New York. All right.
Harrison Bader. Let me just double check. We may have some breaking news. Yes, Jeff Passan just reported this 2 minutes ago. Center fielder Harrison Bader and the New York Mets are in agreement on a 1 year, $10.5 million contract. One man's trash is another man's gold. That's what the Mets believe in. So they took our broken down center fielder and they signed him to a 1 year, $10 million deal. So congratulations to Harrison Bader, staying in the tri-state area, staying in New York City. He's going to be in Queens. When it comes to Bader, he is a phenomenal defensive center fielder, right? He can get you some clutch hits here or there. I always argue that if it wasn't for Harrison Bader, the New York Yankees would have never made it past the Cleveland Guardians in the 2022 postseason in that first round. I stand on that, and I definitely believe that. So when Harrison Bader is healthy, he is an impact player. He is a solid piece to have in your lineup. He is a solid glove to have in your outfield. So with Nimmo and with Harrison Bader, the New York Mets potentially can have an amazing outfield when it comes to their defense. It all depends on their health. If Harrison Bader and Brendan Nimmo can stay healthy. If you're a Met fan out there, yes, you should feel excited because, like I said, if he is healthy, he is very impactful. So I like the move for the Mets, 10.5 million, especially in this market when everyone is getting crazy amounts of money. You got Frankie Montas making 16 million. So Harrison Bader, 10.5. I wish him all the best of luck in Queens, my guy. What about you, TC, before we move on to the next topic?
Yeah, that's a good move. I mean, also he's no slouch with the bat. I mean, he proved that in the Guardian series, right? I mean, with all 5-6 home runs he had. So yeah, he'll give you a little offense. I mean, yeah, the elite defense in center. I mean, that's he saved a lot of hits, you know.
Oh yeah.
So he's gonna help that team out. It's just like you said, it's just the health. If he can stay on the field and you know 120, 130 games at least, you know, then you got something out there. But yeah, it was just hard to have him on the field. He just was injured way too much, and unfortunately for him, you know, the Yankees moved on, and you know, we we got our guy now. So we have guys coming up. You know, Spencer Jones, the center fielder, so he's coming up. He possibly be on this team next at the end of this year. So
well, you know, that's not.
I wish him all the luck. I wish Bader all the luck.
Yeah, definitely. I'm right there with you. We got over 90 people in the building watching us on YouTube. If you guys can't smack that like button, I think we are sitting on 44 likes for the stream. Let me just double check. Yes, we are sitting on 44 likes for the stream. If you guys can't smack that like button, my guy Ruben, shout out to my guy Ruben. He just texted me his Blake Snell take. Let me pull it up. It up before we move on. I got you right Ruben. Now, Ruben. Hold on.
Great show on Tuesday with Ruben. That was a great
show.
Yeah,
that was a great show. If you guys missed out, make sure you guys go and watch that show. Shout out to my guy Ruben. Ruben says, I'd rather take Monty. The real Monty is the one we've seen recently. Since being traded and allowed to pitch 92 pitches per start, Boone had him at 82 pitches. He averages 189 innings with a 3.17 ERA for every 32 starts. According to the rumors that are out there on Twitter, again, we're just reporting what the reporters are reporting, but according to the rumors that are out there, when it comes to Jordan Montgomery, he wants to stay in Texas. This is according to the rumors that are out there. He wants to stay in Texas. But the thing with Texas is Texas are trying to finalize their TV deal at the moment. So that's why the Texas Rangers, they haven't been big time players in the free agency because they're trying to finalize their TV deal. That way they know how much extra money they have to spend. They already won a World Series. They already have money to spend
last year.
But it's kind of important to know, okay, this was our bank last year. Now we're going to have a new TV deal. Let's finalize that before we start opening up the paybook. And it's just smart business at the end of the day. If I had to put money on it, he's going back to the Texas Rangers. As much as I would love Jordan Montgomery here in the Bronx, I'm not sure Brian Cashman. One, we already know Brian Cashman has a major ego. That's one. Two, if Brian Cashman was to re-sign Jordan Montgomery and bring him back to the fold, bring him back to the Bronx, that's Brian Cashman admitting that his trade for Harrison Bader was a dud. We already know it was a dud move. Should have never happened. We should have kept Jordan Montgomery. But if Brian Cashman was to go out there and re-sign him, he's admitting that he was wrong. And I'm not sure if Brian Cashman likes to admit that the when or if he's ever wrong. But if you look at the history, right? If you look at the New York Yankees and their track record, then you can see that Andy Pettitte did leave for Houston and he came back to the Yankees years later. Not saying Jordan Montgomery and Andy Pettitte was on the same level, but kind of the same scenario. Pettitte left in free agency. Jordan Montgomery was traded away, so there's a slight difference. But if Pettitte could come back after joining the Astros, I don't see why Jordan Montgomery can't come back, right? 25 million may be an overpay, but in this market, you're going to have to overpay for someone, whether that's a starting pitcher in free agency or whether that's a starting pitcher you're going to get via a trade. You're going to have to overpay no matter what. I got two more super chats. My guy VR Hidalgo, my guy VR Diesel, Quack is not whack. Absolutely. VR has entered into the duck race later on today. My guy Li Yankee King with the $4.99 super chat will be entered into the duck race later on today. What about a 3-team trade of DJ LeMahieu to the Jays, Pearson to the Mariners, Ray to the Yankees, then after trading Robbie Ray Then after trading Robbie Ray to the Mets, then signed Blake Snell. Listen, Li,
Oh,
there's too much
what's
going on in that.
there?
There's too much going on in that trade for me to understand.
A lot of moving.
It's too much. It's a lot of moving parts in that trade. Li,
Wow.
Yankee King,
Okay.
I love you. Like Ruben says, stop it, Li. Drop the controller. Yes, this is not MLB the show. One thing about my guy Li, he's gonna try to get creative. Richie says, "Ew, Robbie Ray." Yeah, I'm right there with you when it comes to Robbie. Mark T Maker, what the what? Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Hiskin says, "I need an aspirin." Absolutely. But let's highlight the starting pitcher that has been talked about a lot. My guy, the ultimate Steelio. Li, be quiet. Anyways, what's up, TC and Hector? Speaking of ducks, what do ducks love to eat with their cheese? Quackers. My guy, ultimate Steelio. If there's ever a book of dad jokes, my guy DJ Still should come out with a book of dad jokes. But let's talk about Jesus Luzardo. According to Talking Yanks, Jeff Passan says the Yankees will love a reunion with Jordan Montgomery. Passan's also mentioned the Yankees in regards to free agents Shota Minaga, who we'll talk about later, Josh Hader, and more. But also he adds that Jesus Luzardo is the most valuable Marlins trade candidate and suggested the Yankees are interested. When it comes to Jesus Luzardo, this is a guy that he was with the Oakland A's when he first came up, but he has a fastball that's 98 miles per hour. He has a changeup that he attacks the bottom part of the strike zone with at 85 to 86 miles per hour, and he has a slider that has phenomenal break, which averages around 86 to 87 miles per hour, depending on how he is feeling. Listen, my guy Fantasy Furnace brings up the stats. This is another starting pitcher that I would love to see in the Yankees pinstripes. If Jesus Luzardo, he's young, he's 26, a lefty, and throws heat. Last year he was 10-10 with a 3.58 ERA, a 1.21 WHIP, and 208 strikeouts. What's your thoughts about Jesus Luzardo?
Oh, he's a phenomenal young pitcher. I'd love to see him in pinstripes, but what's the cost? That's the thing. I mean, if the Marlins only want, like, say, Glaber, Pereira, Peraza, yeah, but if they want Spencer Jones, Jason Dominguez, Hampton, and this and that, it's the price. Are they going to part with these top 5, top 10 prospects, or that's where you draw the line. But I mean, for the Yankees, do you prospect hug, or you realize that your window of opportunity is closing and you need to get the guys and win now? It's like I mean, getting Juan Soto tells me it's a win now mode right now. That's what they're in. And if you're going to hang on to prospects, that's long term. So what do you got to do here? But you got to be smart about it. You can't just give up, the farm for Jesus Luzardo. I mean, if it's Corbin Burns, but I don't know. I mean, the prices might be too high right now. I don't know what they want, but I would, as far as the stuff goes, I mean, he's filthy. He reminds me. I can't think of the guy's name. He reminds me of. Man, I'm lost with names.
Well,
but
when you talk about comparisons, shout out to my guy Derek from NYY Recaps. But Recaps said that when it comes to Luzardo, he reminds him of Johan Santana.
That's it.
And
you go.
And that's what Ruben says as well.
Yep.
Another Johan Santana comparison. But the difference is
guy.
Johan Santana, he couldn't throw 98 to 99 miles per hour like Luzardo could. Right.
No.
I understand what you're saying about trading prospects and over trading. If it was up to me, if I had the options to choose, you got who would I rather pay prospects to get? Luzardo, Corbin Burns, or Shane Bieber? A lot of people may hate me for saying this, but it's Luzardo. If I'm going to overpay and pay prospects for a player, it's a guy that I want 3 years of control.
He's got
Corbin Burns.
I think it's 5 years, right?
No, it's 3 years. I have his contract pulled up right now. He's under control for 2024, then 2025, 2026, and he's a free agent in 2027. So it's 3 years of control you have with Luzardo. He's 26 years old.
Yeah.
It's not like he's going to be a project. This is a guy that for 2 seasons back to back. He's posted an ERA combined below 350 in the NL East.
Yeah.
So this is a guy who's had good back to back seasons. But what is the cost to get for Luzardo?
Yeah.
And he's only 26 years old. You had the Chicago White Sox trying to fleece the Baltimore Orioles. Did you see that? Apparently, the Chicago White Sox was asking for Jackson Holliday, the #1 prospect in all of baseball, for Dylan Cease.
Wow.
I'm not doing that for Dylan Cease. I'm definitely not doing that for Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease, he only has 1 or 2 years left to control. He's had 2 seasons back to back with over a 4 ERA. So if there's anyone I'm targeting in the trade market, it's definitely Jesus Luzardo. I'd rather Jesus Luzardo over Shane Bieber. I'd rather Jesus Luzardo over Corbin Burns, and I'd rather Luzardo off of over the pitcher that I just mentioned.
Cease, yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, the years of control is big because Corbin Burns would just be a rental, and we're trying to work on keeping Juan Soto. We'd have to do the same thing with Burns, and then lose all these prospects, and yeah, we saw how that worked out with Frankie Montas and all the it's just we gotta be smart with who we give up, but at the same time, time's running out, and these guys are going to be scooped up. And once Bieber, Luzardo, all these guys are taken, what are the Yankees going to pivot to? There's not much out there. I mean, I know people in the chat throw out Bauer. That's another name too, but that's a long shot because of the baggage he brings, and so. But Luzardo would look good in pinstripes. Matt Blake would oh man, he would love this guy and love to work with this kid. And him, Rodon, and Cole, that's a great 1, 2, 3. So
yeah, folks in the chat, let us know. Let's see. Yeah, folks in the chat, let us know, who do you want to overpay when it comes to prospects? Would you be comfortable overpaying for Corbin Burns, not knowing if he's going to re-sign for you? And that's the thing. Yeah. If you was to ask me, right, if we have one season, who would I rather have for 1 season, right? If we're going to get to next season is the last season of Major League Baseball in history. Who would I rather have for 1 season? I would rather Corbin Burns. I would definitely rather Corbin Burns, right? But if you're telling me we're going to have to overpay prospects and it's not a guarantee that Corbin Burns is going to re-sign with you, who would you rather have? I'd rather Jesus Luzardo. If we're going to give up Spencer Jones, because Spencer Jones would highlight any trade for any of the starting pitchers that are available. If I'm going to give up Spencer Jones, I want to give up Spencer Jones for a starting pitcher. I have one who is cost effective, low money, and years of control, and that's Jesus Luzardo. So I would center the trade around Spencer Jones, like I said, Everson Pereira, Oswald Peraza, and if we have to give up Yoranis Gomez or one of these low-level prospects, I would give up one of those low-level pitching prospects in order to get Luzardo.
Honestly, I don't think you'd have to give up that many players,
a fair
though.
Package. It's. I think
that's more than fair.
I think you would. The only reason why I say that many players, right, TC, is 1, the market. It's because of the market. There's not that many starting pitchers available, 1, in free agency, and 2, via the trade market, right? So if I'm the Marlins, if I'm the White Sox, if I'm the Guardians, I'm going to try everything I can to get the most back when it comes to Shane Bieber, Dylan Cease.
They know the Yankees are desperate right now. Yeah.
And it's not just the Yankees. You got so many teams missed out on Yamamoto. The Mets missed out on Yamamoto. The Yankees missed out on Yamamoto. The Red Sox missed out on Yamamoto. You've seen the Red Sox pivot and sign Lucas Giolito. The Red Sox are in the traded market as well.
Yeah.
The Phillies, the Blue Jays. So it's not like the Yankees are only competing with the Mets when it comes to trades. The Yankees are competing with so many different teams because so many different teams, they missed out on Yamamoto. And we need to pivot.
Yeah. Yeah, and the longer this goes, the price is going to get higher because once these guys get scooped up, they're going to say, Luzardo might be the only one available, and the Yankees are going to have to, give up the farm for him. So Yeah,
Shout out to my
I
guy
think the
El
time is.
Ultimate Stelio with the 199. Stills will be entered into the quack race. I bet Duck's favorite drugs is quack. Yo, my guy Stills, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that's in the building. We got over 118 people. Over 118 of you fine people in the building. We're sitting on 60 likes. So if you guys can smack that like button,
Come on,
let's get
smack
the
it.
stream up to 100
Gently
likes for
tap
this
it.
stream.
All right.
And also 2,564 subscribers. Thank you to the new subscribers on the channel. If you're new to the show, if you're new to the channel, let us know in the chat and we will welcome you to the Brew Crew Familia.
Exactly. Welcome.
Yeah. Who would you be comfortable with trading away? Also, we only got 10 more minutes away before the duck race pops up. Who would you feel more inclined? Who would you be more comfortable trading? What's your package for Luzardo? For Luzardo,
yeah,
for Cease, or for Corbin Burns?
Well, for Luzardo, I really don't want to get rid of Spencer Jones, but I think he that might be the center of the trade. But a Spencer Jones, Pereira, and maybe a beater, 3 guys, I think might get that done. Because if we're going to give up our top prospect, I mean, Spencer Jones, what is he, number 2? We're not giving up, all the rest. I mean, I say Spencer
we're not giving
Jones,
up the Martian.
Yeah, Spencer Jones, Pereira, and a beater, maybe, or I don't know, maybe Hampton. That's it. For Burns, it might be a little bit more. It might be a Spencer Jones, Pereira, Peraza, Hampton, and beater, or a Hampton and Warren, or something, But I'm not too comfortable with that because he's a 1 year, and we don't know if he's even gonna want to stay in New York, and he's never pitched in an AL, let alone the AL East. I know he has great stuff, and he's but not a lot of guys do well in the spotlight in New York. I mean, Milwaukee is a little market. I mean, New York's is a big market, and the eyes are all on him. And Rodon's seeing that, and the rest of the guys that have come over here say like who was the guy that went to the Reds? He didn't work out here.
Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray. Yeah, sorry. This year, my mind, I don't know. Yeah, so it doesn't work out all the time. So it's I don't know. For Cease, it might be the same package. I mean, if they want a number 1, if they want Jackson Holiday, then they're gonna want Jason Dominguez, Spencer Jones, Pereira. They're gonna want a load.
Doing that.
So no way. I'm not doing that. So that's the kind of package I'm looking at, I guess. Yeah.
Listen, I'll bring it up momentarily, but there was a trade proposal that was out there by Jim Duquette for Dylan Cease. I'm gonna bring this up before we start doing the duck race. Give me 1 second, because the trade proposal that they put up was preposterous that the Yankees should make to get Dylan Cease. I'm gonna bring this up. I know a lot of you guys probably already saw it on Twitter, but this was SNY Jim Duquette, who is highly respected. I definitely respect him, but he said the Yankees, to get Dylan Cease, they should offer up Jason Dominguez, Chase Hampton, Will Warren, and Brock Selvage. No way, Jose. If Brian Cashman was to make that trade for a guy who only has 1 year of control, coming off of back-to-back 4+ ERA seasons, I'm not doing that. Shout out to my guy CWE, who's in the chat, who says SNY is a clown. I'm definitely not doing that. NFE the Strike Zone says no, absolutely. Mark T Maker, this is insane. Anna Marie, Chicago is on the crack. Stay off of the crack. Anthony Medina with the $4.99 super chat. What's up, Hector and TC? Hope you guys had a great new year. You and your families. Let's go Yanks with the Ducks at the end. Anthony Medina will be entered into the duck race. Folks, we only got a few more minutes left for the duck race. If you guys can try to enter the duck race, it's the $199 for the duck race. But no, I'm definitely not doing that. That's the move that
that's insane.
Not doing. It's a horrible trade. It's a horrible trade. Shout out to my guy.
I don't think Dominguez is going anywhere for anybody. No, he's on the team. No, there's no way.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. And LI Yankee King said Dane died looking at that. Yeah, I was watching Dane and Pete stream last night. Dane looked like someone just shot him in the heart when reading that on the screen. But no, I'm
Yeah.
definitely not doing that. The money is, I mean, not the money, the prospect. That's just too much for a guy, like I said, who only has a couple of extra years of control coming back off of back-to-back seasons of 4+ ERAs. I'm good. I'm not doing that. My guy 19 comment says, heck, Luzardo has only pitched over 100 innings one time.
Yeah.
Not
Good
sold
point.
on him yet. That is a great point, 19 comment.
Mhm.
That is a great point. He is a nice young pitcher, but he's only pitched over 100 innings just once in a season. So that is a great point to bring up. Those
Yeah.
are always concerns. But before we continue, we got 136 people in the building. If you guys can't smack that like button, and if you're watching us for the first time, hit the subscribe button. Now, the one thing that's
What are you
good
doing?
about Dylan C, how you doing? What are you doing with your life? The one thing that is good about Dylan Cease, and my guy, a painted corner, brought it up. Dylan Cease, 2023, his whiff and strikeout rate, they were very strong. He's going to strike out 10, 12, 13 guys an outing, 6 innings, 7 innings. You're going to get strikeouts from Dylan Cease. But his walks were very high. His exit velocity was also very high. And with being a guy who strikes out batters, you're going to have a high pitch count by the 6th inning. So Dylan Cease is not a guy who's going to get you through the 7th or get you through the 8th inning. He could barely get through the 6th inning because of his high pitch count. I'm not trading for Dylan Cease. I'm stepping back off of Dylan Cease. He showed you in the past that he could be a top of the rotation starting pitcher, but last year he regressed, and I'm staying away from Dylan Cease.
Yeah,
especially if
same.
This is the asking price for him.
No,
no way,
definitely not. No. Yeah, if he had a year like 2022 or 2021, yes, maybe, but he regressed, and no, he's not an ace. We need an ace, another one. We need Cole, and Cole needs a Batman and Robin. He needs somebody. Rodon isn't the guy, or he hasn't proven it yet. And I'm not giving up Jason Dominguez, Hampton Warren. No way for a Dylan Cease. No, that's more maybe a Corbin Burns, Burns, not a Dylan Cease. And
when you look
anyway,
at Dylan Cease,
I don't think Dominguez is even on the trade market. No, he's not. He's untouchable.
When you look at Dylan Cease since 2019, he started 14 games. He had an ERA 5.79. 2020, he started 12 games. He had an ERA 4.01. 2021, he started 13 games, an ERA 3.91. His breakout season was 2022, and 32 starts. He was 14-8 with a 2.20 ERA, which is amazing. He probably got some Cy Young votes. But then last year, 33 starts, more starts than the previous seasons, 7-9 with a 4.58 ERA. He regressed. So Chicago is banking off of what he did in 2022 when it comes to trying to get whatever they can. And if you're the White Sox, right? If you're a fan of the White Sox, if you're going to trade Dylan Cease, this is what you want your organizations to do. This is what you want them to do. Try to get as much back as possible for Dylan Cease. This is what the White Sox are trying to do. Same thing like the Guardians, same thing like Milwaukee. They have every right to get whatever they want for their guy. Those teams aren't the minor league system for the Dodgers or the Yankees. This is not the 60s and 70s when it was like that before back in the day. No, every team wants to be competitive, no matter where you are, no matter what division you are in. If you're going through a rebuild, you're going to try to get everything you can back for whatever top piece that you're trading away. And if I'm the White Sox, I'm trying to get Jackson Holiday from the Baltimore Orioles. They need a franchise player. And, I think Jackson Holiday would be the perfect piece for them. But I think it's an overpay for a guy like Dylan Cease. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, no. I mean, as a Yankee fan, if we were trading our player, we want the top guys as well. So, I mean, hats off to Chicago if they can pull off something like that, and and fleece a team for a guy that's like you said, 7 and 9 and over 4 ERA. I mean, that's I mean, more power to you, but no, I'll pass if that price is that high. No thanks on Dylan Cease, and easy way out. LA said it. Just sign Blake Snell. I mean, but that's the easy way out.
Now
You want to spend some money? You were going to spend $300 million. So
this is the thing about Blake
Snell.
Snell, and this is my last point I'm going to make before we get into the duck race. Talking about the duck race, my guy D's channel with the $4.99 super chat. Hey y'all, Harrison Bader signed with the Mets. It's my B-Day. Can I get a birthday shout out, Mr. D? You definitely can get a birthday shout out, folks in the chat. Let's say happy birthday to D's channel. Also, if anybody wants to enter for the duck race, this is your last time to enter. It's going to be over. But my guy, Richie Rivera from Empire State of Baseball, I hate that this trade proposal has been given air to Brave. Listen, Rich, I am right there with you. The only reason I'm even reporting on it is because it was on SNY and it broke the Yankees Twitter yesterday. You had Yankee fans losing their mind. You had my guy Ryan for Fireside Yankees saying that it's a fair trade. Ryan, what are you talking about? Jacob Petruzzi's in the building. Shout out to my guy Jacob Petruzzi. Keep in mind, apparently, Atlanta has pivoted from Cease. If they think Chicago is asking for too much, then the Yankees don't have the type of package either. Listen, Jacob, I'm right there with you. If the Atlanta Braves, who has a lot of prospects to trade, if they're moving on from Dylan Cease because Chicago is asking for too much, if I'm the Yankees, I'm moving on. I'm moving past Dylan Cease. I'm looking at Jesus Luzardo. I'm looking at Shane Bieber, and I'm looking at Corbin Burns. Dylan Cease, I'm not touching with a 10-foot pole if I am the New York Yankees. That's just me. I'm sorry. There may be some Yankee fans out there that like Dylan Cease. I'm not the guy.
No, I mean,
I'm definitely not.
I think earlier in the offseason, the Yankees had talks with they had talks about Cease, and I think they've came to an agreement like your price is too high, and they're moving on. That's why we're hearing names like Shane Bieber now and Jesus Luzardo, and we're still hearing Corbin Burns. But I think Cashman's been on the phone, and the price is just too high. He's not willing to give up the farm for these guys, so that's why he's weighing his options. Go free agent, go trade. I mean, it's being patient.
We got JT with the $1.99 super chat. The Mets want Stanton. Listen, if the Mets want Stanton, I'll box up Stanton stuff, and I'll be his mover to Queens. If
you
the Mets
drive
want
down there
Stanton,
and take him to the stadium
with my bad back and all. JT, you have been entered. The last contestant to be entered into the duck race will be starting the duck race momentarily. As soon as Celso is ready to go, we will be ready to rock out with the duck race. Also, thank you to my guy Frank Luna for making these duck races possible. Just to let you guys know, going forward, when the season starts, we'll be doing giveaways with Frank Luna every 2 weeks. So what we'll be doing is helping Frank promote his signings that he has going on. There's one that's coming up January 27th. I'll put the link in the description of this video at the end of the video. But January 27th, if you guys want to meet Aaron Boone and harass Aaron Boone, my guy Frank Luna is doing an event in New Jersey. I'll put the details in the video description. And on Tuesday's episode, I'll be showing you guys the graphics where you guys could go and buy a ticket for that event with Mr. Aaron Boone. But Celso, are you ready to go with your favorite?
Yeah, buddy.
Here comes the yelling and screaming.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Quiet Duck Race.
That's
we have
better.
6 entries in today's
Adam
duck
Sandler
race. We're going to do a very quiet duck race. Yes,
Thank
VR.
You so much.
Quiet duck race. All right, that's it, you guys. It's Hector's fault. I'm gonna literally go full screen. Ladies and gentlemen,
this is a
you can thank Hector for the very quiet and reserved duck race. Ladies and gentlemen,
this is an ASMR duck race.
Let the race be let the race begin. With 45 seconds on the clock, we've got JT. What the hell is a grandma duck doing in there? Pinstripe Chronicles said, I'm the old man in the building. Quackity quack quack. Ultimate stereo back there. LI Yankee King didn't want to get jumped, so he showed up in costume. VR Diesel with the curly Backstreet
Dinosaur?
Boys Superman outfit
Yeah,
going
I'm
on.
calling this
Here we
right
go.
now. Sales is
Uh-oh.
gonna come up. Sales is gonna come up for it. I'm
That's
calling it
VR.
right now.
VR
But I don't know. These channels showing up like a chicken,
Uh-oh,
a
LI.
rooster. I don't know.
LI.
It's something.
It's
Here
LI.
we go, ladies
Oh,
and
wait,
gentlemen.
who's it?
In the final
Who's
10
in
seconds,
JT?
JT was last to enter the race, and it looks like he's creeping up from behind. 5
Damn.
seconds on the
Look
clock,
at
and
that.
the
That's a
winner
close
is
JT.
JT.
Wow.
Congratulations, JT. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Yankees Morning Brew. Enjoy.
Yes. Shout out to JT. JT, hold on. Let me find his thing so I can highlight him. JT, if you can, email us at MediaTeam@morningbrewsports.com. That is MediaTeam@morningbrewsports.com. Give us your first, your last name, your address, or where you want this to be shipped to you, and we will be shipping it out on Friday, just to let you guys know. And also for a merch update, the merch company has been secured. Like I said last time, they have the designs, they have the address. Things should be shipped out within the next week. For those of you guys that ordered merch from us last year, I do apologize for the delay. That's on us, but the merch will be coming to you. It should be shipped out next week, according to the merch company. Celso, the Jim Nance of duck races. Don't hype this man and get his head bigger than it already is. My man has the size head of a walnut. Why it had to be the old duck? Because your Uncle Grandpa Tats. That's just how it is, Uncle Grandpa Tats. All right. Shout out to Brad Jewis that's in the chat. I won the Uncle Tats. And my guy Brad. But we got to talk about some of the other starting pitchers that are available, that's rumored to be available for the New York Yankees. And one guy that I want to bring up, someone that other Yankee fans have been talking about, is Shota Imanaga. Right? When it comes to Shota Imanaga, Fireside Yankees report that the Yankees don't really love Imanaga, and this is according to John Heyman of the New York Post. Also, my guy Jimmy Randanzo, shout out to my guy Jimmy Randanzo on Twitter. Shota Imanaga credits, he's a two-time NPB All-Star 2019 and 2023. 2023 Central League strikeout champion. He was nicknamed the pitching philosopher. He pitched a no-hitter on June 7th of 2022. He emphasized his command and changeup. The one thing that concerns me about Imanaga, yes, he's a strikeout guy, he's a control guy, but at the same time, he is a fly ball pitcher. Not that many ground balls when it comes to Imanaga. A lot of people are saying that he is projected to be a home run nightmare out there on the start on the mound. When you look at his projections for next year, and this is according to Baseball References, they project him to pitch 26 games, 148 innings, 24.4% strikeout, 6.4% walk rate with a 3.84 ERA. If you can guarantee that those are his stats, are you taking a flyer on Imanaga? What's your thoughts on Shota?
Yeah, I'm on the fence with him. I don't know. I mean, I don't want a repeat of like a Kiyagawa or you know, that's who he reminds me of. And if I'm giving any money away, I'm giving it to the proven, you know, the Snells and the Montgomerys. I don't know if I'm giving that kind of money. I mean, because what does he want? At least 100 million.
Yeah.
I don't know. He projects as a 3 or a 4 starter, in my opinion, and we don't need that. We need a number 2. I'd love another ace, but that they're far and few between there. But I don't know. They might have to pivot. This might be the only guy left, and they might have to, you know, overpay and give him a shot. But this is what I want. I don't want Cashman to end up doing. This is like the last resort.
Yeah.
You know, you miss out on Yamamoto, and now you're going to go for the, you know, the second, third best, you know, Japanese guy out there. And I don't know. I really wish they would shy away from him, but you know,
and also with the reports from John Heyman saying that the Yankees, they don't really love Shota Imanaga. Yeah. If the Yankees had all their scouts at every start for Yamamoto, you know for a fact half of those scouts were also checking out this guy, Imanaga. And if the Yankees don't love him, and this is according to John Heyman, I think the Yankees will skip. If they don't fully love a guy, if they're not fully invested into a guy, I think they would definitely skip up on him. And like my guy 19 Con Man said in the chat, Imanaga gave up a bunch of home runs in Japan because the stadiums are smaller. Well, if that's the case, why he gave up home runs because the stadiums are smaller, then I don't think the American League East is the perfect division for him, because the AL East, besides Baltimore, that's a hitting that is not good for pitching, the AL East, right? You saw with Garrett Cole when he first came over to the Yankees, he had some adjustment issues and he gave up a crazy amount of home runs last year, right? So I pass on Imanaga. Also, we got 125 people in the building and we're sitting on 70 likes. If you guys can smack that like button, we are 30 likes away from 100 likes on the stream. And folks in the chat, let me know, is Imanaga somebody you guys want the Yankees to go after? Get a thumbs up or let me get a thumbs down in the chat when it comes to voting on Imanaga. Like I said, if he gave up a lot of home runs because the ballparks in Japan was smaller than normal, right? Coming to the American League East would not be the best place for him. The NL West could be a better place for him. Maybe the NL East could be a better place for him. AL West, but not the AL East, which is just known for just hitting and just having all these ballparks that are catered, made for hitters, whether it's a right-handed hitter or a left-handed hitter. Now, the only ballpark in the American League East that he would probably have success in is Baltimore, because they moved the fence back and they're trying to be more of a pitching oriented a pitching team, right, in Baltimore. They're trying to cater their team built around their starting pitching, even though they have no starting pitching right now.
Yeah, if I'm looking at any Japanese pitcher right now, I'm looking at Sasaki for next year. That's the guy Yankees should be looking at, and hopefully he doesn't go to the Dodgers. Everyone thinks the Dodgers are, the new Japanese super team. So I'm passing on Imaga, and I want Sasaki. That's who I want.
Yeah. And like my guy Hector Cruz just said, I would rather take Stroman or Noah Syndergaard over Manga. No, absolutely, Hector. At this point, definitely. Shout out to my guy, Ultra Cowboy fan, who is in the building. Salute to you.
Maybe
Shout
Stroman,
out my guy. Oh God, no, but yeah, I'm staying away for Imanaga. I'm not touching him with a 10-foot pole. Like I said, for me, I think the perfect trade candidate is the Miami Marlins, and it's for Jesus Luzardo. I know I know when it comes to his stats, he's only pitched over 100 innings once in the season, but I like his stuff, man. And I would rather go off for Luzardo than an Edward Cabrera. Edward Cabrera to me seems more like a project than Mr. Luzardo. That's
Luzardo's
just me personally.
A little bit more polished. Yeah, a little more polished up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pulling up his stats right now for last year. This was Jesus
Cabrera's a little wild
last year.
A lot of walks, right?
A lot of walks for Cabrera. Last year he pitched 178 innings. The year before he pitched over 100 innings. So he's pitched over 100 innings twice in a season. In 2021, when the season he was traded from Oakland to Miami, he did pitch 95 innings. So it seems like his pitch count and his innings has been going up every season since he's came into the big leagues. But last year was his breakout season. He was 10-10. 1.78, 178 and 2/3 innings. He gave up 162 hits, 79 runs. He walked only 55 batters. So this is a guy that he's not walking a ton of batters out there like Dylan Cease is. And he had 208 strikeouts. But the cost will be high for Jesus Luzardo, like it will be high for any pitcher that's available in the trade market. Like I said, you're going to have to center a package, starting with Spencer Jones. You're starting any conversation for any of these pitchers that are available. You're starting the conversation with Spencer Jones. Who are you comfortable with alongside Spencer Jones to give up to get a Luzardo, to get a Corbin Burns, to get a Dylan Cease? What are you comfortable with giving up? Like I said, for me, it starts with Spencer Jones. Everson Pereira is going to be thrown in there. Li Yankee King's
Yeah,
favorite
he has no
Yankees,
spot.
Peraz is going to be thrown in there,
Yeah,
and
no spot on
Yohanis
this team.
Gomez, another starting pitcher that's a
Okay.
top 20 prospect from our system.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I think the Marlins are going to want Glaber as well, but I don't know. I think I'm with you, and I'd like to see Glaber on this team. I want to see what this lineup looks like with Glaber all year. I mean, maybe even at the deadline. So, yeah, I like that. I like those prospects that you threw in there. I think that could get it done. I don't see why would they refuse that? That seems fair.
Yeah, and I see somebody. Yeah, Eduardo Rodriguez. He already signed. He signed with the Diamondbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So even with Rodriguez, he signed before Yamamoto signed. He signed a deal, a 4-year, $80 million. Hold on, let me just make sure. Let me just get his. Yeah, he's gonna be making $20 million a season. With a last year as a vested option, which means him and the team, if they want to pick up that option, they would have to come into agreement with it, or it's a walk year, and then they would just have to pay him to walk away. But yeah, Erod, he's getting $20 million a season. Eduardo Rodriguez is getting $20 million.
Pitching is way high, way high.
Because the demand for starting pitching is high, right? And the availability for it's not that many quality starting pitchers that are out there that are available. That's why the demand for them is so high. That's why the cost is so high, because of demand.
Yeah. Right. And they know these teams are, looking for pitching. There's a lot of teams that are right there. They just one or two, number 2, number 3 starters, and they're good. And the Yankees are one of them. And that's why the price is so high. Yankees, they drive up the market when they know the Yankees need somebody.
I want to, yeah, and my guy Richie Rivera hit it right on the head. That's a crazy overpay when it comes to Rodriguez, right? And that was before Yamamoto signed. But I want to ask you, and I want to ask you folks in the chat, because this is something that I've been going back and forth with in my head. Are you comfortable with the Yankees going into the season with the starting rotation we have right now? Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Nestor Cortez, and Clark Smith as your 1 through 4. And then you have Will Warren, Clayton Beater, and whatever other young kids in the system competing for that 5th spot.
Am I comfortable with
that? Are you comfortable with that?
At this point,
folks in the chat, are you comfortable with that?
We need at least 1 or 2 more starters. That's what I think, to be comfortable, because I'm not confident that Nestor's going to last the whole year, and maybe he's more of a bullpen guy. Clark Schmidt,
would you be comfortable?
Last year was the first year he really pitched all as a starter. So
I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I just want to ask, would you be comfortable if the Yankees decided to
he's freezing up,
take a flyer? I'm freezing up. Am I good? Am I good?
You're freezing up. No, it's
I'm
still
sorry.
A little glitchy.
How about now? Am I good right now? Am I good?
Is that me or?
No, I think that's you.
Right now it looks like it's good. Yeah. Oh, it's me. Okay. You sure?
Yeah, I'm good. Everybody's saying it's you. Sorry about that, guys. But for me, would you be comfortable? And folks in the chat, let me know as well, if the Yankees took a flyer on a Marcus Stroman or a Noah Syndergaard to start the season, and as the season goes on, try to make a trade at the trade deadline?
What was that?
TC? I said, would you be comfortable if the Yankees took a flyer on, you may have to refresh your feed and jump back in, on a Noah Syndergaard?
All right, let me try that.
Or Marcus Stroman? Folks, everybody in the chat is saying no. Listen, I'm right there. Yeah. I'm right there with you guys when it comes to Noah Syndergaard and Marcus Stroman. I'm just saying, if the asking price is a bit too much for Blake Snell, for Jordan Montgomery, would you guys want the Yankees to fall back and wait until the middle of the season to make a trade? Or do they have to absolutely make a trade before the season starts? Mark Team Maker said, I'd rather go with Bauer first. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, okay. Sorry about that.
In the chat, it was me. So
yeah, so like I was saying to folks before you had your little spaz moment there and had to rejoin us before you glitched out. Would you be comfortable with the Yankees, and everybody in the chat already saying hell no? Would you be comfortable with the Yankees taking a flyer on a Marcus Stroman or a Noah Syndergaard to start the season, and they will try to trade in the middle of the season at the trade deadline for a starting pitcher? Is it an absolute? Do they need to add at least one starting pitcher before we go into the season?
Yes. They have to add somebody before the season. Yeah, I'm not. Again, that's we're not doing that like we did last year with left field. You know, try a tryout. Frenchie Cordero, Willie Big Bang, and Bauer, and no. We can't go into the season like that. We got Juan Soto. We're not doing that anymore. We can't just piece together a pitching staff. We need to get proven guys. And I mean, if we get a Marcus Stroman, I say that's at the trade deadline. Maybe if we had some injuries, or we had some unfortunate things happen. That's when I'm getting a Stroman or a Syndergaard, not to start the season. No.
I'm gonna say something that may be outlandish, and it may be out of character for me, TC, since you've known me for over a year. I want to say, it may be a bit out of character, but I may be getting to the point where desperation sometimes gets the best of you. When you're desperate, the desperation makes you do desperate moves and makes you just make moves that are just out of character. If I'm Brian Cashman, right, and I see what the trade market is right now, and I see what the asking price is for starting pitchers on the free agent market, I'm picking up my phone and I'm calling two people. The first phone call I'm doing is to Garrett Cole. Hey, Garrett, let's have a conversation. How do you feel about Trevor Bauer with the Yankees? Now, I know a lot of folks out there, when it comes to Trevor Bauer, you guys know how I feel when it comes to him.
Yeah.
When it comes to him as a starting pitcher, when it comes to him as a baseball player, nobody can deny the fact that Trevor Bauer is an amazing starting pitcher. I'm not denying that. It's everything else that comes along with Trevor Bauer I want no part of. But with the way that the trade market is right now, with the way that the free agent market is right now, Trevor Bauer, it's not going to cost you as much as Jordan Montgomery. Trevor Bauer, it's not going to cost you nowhere near what Blake Snell is going to get. Trevor Bauer is going to have to try to beg his way back into Major League Baseball. I know a lot of people, Victor Cruz saying he'll pass on Bauer. Victorino Perez, shout out to you. He said he'll pass on Bauer. 19 comments said he'll pass on Bauer. But if the asking price is right, if Trevor Bauer wants a 1-year, $15 million deal, but you got Jordan Montgomery wanting 6 years, $25 million per season, who would you rather give the money to? Would you rather give the money to Trevor Bauer 1 year on a prove-it deal, $15 million, or would you rather put all that money into Jordan Montgomery, $25 million a season for 6 years? Do you guys think Jordan Montgomery is worth $25 million for 6 years?
No. I'm with you. That's a great point to call Garrett Cole and ask about it, because honestly, 1 year, $15 million, I'm doing that all day. For Trevor Bauer, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? You're not giving up anybody.
Some sponsorships, maybe, because some sponsors may be rubbed the wrong way.
Well, they can put some PR guys and clean it all up. Have them do some some ads, some I don't know. I'm not in marketing, so they can work wonders and they can do something. But for $15 million, Frankie Montas got 16. I'm giving Trevor Bauer 15. Heck yeah, I'm doing that all day long.
19 comment says dignity. I know. No. 19 comment. I know.
Evil empire.
But when you're desperate, you do desperate things. And I think a Trevor Bauer signing would be super desperate. Mark Teammaker, F the sponsors, and the wise words of Elon Musk before he started begging for his sponsors to come back to Twitter. But no, listen. We all know the off the field issues when it comes to Trevor Bauer. I do know that, right?
But we don't even know if has he been proven guilty? I don't know. I mean,
Apparently,
know.
from one of the cases he's dealing with, he's been found not guilty out of one of them. It's about like 4 more cases that are out there that are still pending. So with that, I may pass, but when you're desperate, you're desperate, right? It may come down to if the Yankees want to bite that bullet and try to get Trevor Bauer. If not, then you're gonna have to overpay for Jordan Montgomery. Then you're gonna have to give Blake Snell a big time contract. Then you're gonna have to overpay when it comes to prospects for Dylan Cease, Jesus Luzardo, or whoever else is available in the trade market. That it's going to come down to that. I think someone put it in the chat earlier. Hold on, I just want to pull it up. Anthony Medina. I'm right there. I like Jordan Montgomery. I like Monty, but not for $25 million a season. No. But that's what it's going to command in order to get Jordan Montgomery.
Maybe 18 to 20, I would say Monty's worth.
He's on, and that's the thing. If you're Monty's agent, you're gonna really tell him. So my guy who just won a World Series, he's only $2 million more valuable than Frankie Montas. You're gonna tell him that he's $2 million less valuable.
I'm not telling him that.
Than Lucas Giolito. I'm just saying it's just what the market is, TC.
If I'm his agent, I'm wanting $50 million a year. I'm not gonna say, hey, you're only worth 18.
If I have to give $25 million a season to somebody, I'd rather give it to Blake Snell. And I'm hesitant giving it to Blake Snell. But if I had to choose, who would I rather give $25 million a season to? I would rather give it to Blake Snell than give it to Jordan Montgomery.
Right.
That's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me. Let me highlight a few chats before we get ready to get out of here. Shout out to my guy, El Joe, man, who's in the building. I love that profile picture, the logo, the old school logo of the New York Highlanders, former Yankee name before they changed to the New York Yankees. Joe Man says, look at Clevenger's stats, 2017, 2018, 2019 with Matt Blake and his 2023 Savant. Listen, I like Clevenger, but Clevenger is another guy that he's dealing with off the field issues as well that are worse than Trevor Bauer, if you was to ask me. Empire State of Baseball says Stroman and Bauer are headaches for 2 completely different reasons. No, I'm right there with you. And no, Jonathan, I can't do an open panel today. I do apologize. We got a hard stop at 12:15 just because, like I said, I'm in Florida and I got people waiting on me before we make some moves. So I would pass about that. I do apologize that. Mark T. Maker said, what about 2 years for Snell at $80 million? Pull a Steve Cohen, $40 million a season. Now, he may be getting more AAV than Garrett Cole, but it's just $80 million for 2 years. Now, that's interesting right there. I never thought about it like that.
I think he's going to want a long term, not a 2-year. I mean,
yeah, if I'm Blake
33,
I think Blake Snell, if I'm not mistaken, he is in his 30s or just turned 30.
Yeah,
hold on.
32, 33, I want to say.
Let me see. Blake Snell, age. Yeah, it's 31. He just turned 31. His birthday was December 4th.
All right. Yeah, then. That's tempting.
If I'm Blake Snell and no one out there is offering me something that I want, then I take that deal. But if I'm Blake Snell, 31 years old, I'm trying to get a 6-year deal at minimum. I'm trying to get a deal to take me to 37 years old so I could be comfortable towards my latest stage of my career in Major League Baseball.
I think Sean nailed it with the 6 years, 180. I think that's probably what he wants, $30 million a year. Yeah.
He made 6 years, 200. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be even more. Yeah, you're right.
And like Joe Man says right here, if we are going to pass on Clevenger, if we are going to pass on Trevor Bauer, then you cannot be prospect hugging and get ready to say bye to Jones, Hampton, and Warren. And that's a fact. You guys saw what the asking price was or the proposed trade for Dylan Cease. They wanted Jackson Holiday from the Baltimore Orioles. People are talking about Jason Dominguez, Will Warren, Chase Hampton for Dylan Cease. We're not doing that. But like Joe Man says, if you want starting pitching in a starting pitching market that is very thin, not that many starting pitchers that are available, you're going to have to overpay. That's just the market. That's just what the market dictates. Point blank. If you guys want, if Yankee fans out there, if you guys want the Yankees to be competitive in 2024, and if you guys want the Yankees to go all in 2024, I don't think they're going to be willing to spend money on Jordan Montgomery and Blake Snell. So they're going to have to go via the trade route. And if you want the Yankees to go hard and trade, we're going to have to give up some prospects. Like I said, Spencer Jones, as of right now, I don't think he's going to be in the Yankees organization next season.
Probably not.
He's not going to be in Yankee spring training this year. Let's just put that in our heads right now, Yankee fans. Let's prepare ourselves for the fact that Spencer Jones most likely won't be at the Yankee spring training for 2024 because we most likely will use him in a trade to get Luzardo, to get Bieber, to get Burns, or to get whoever else is available in the trade market. That's just what it's going to come down to. You're going to have to give up top prospects in order to get starting pitching.
Yeah, if I'm the Yankees, I'm doing Luzardo and wait for next year to get Burns. Burns will be a free agent, so
Burns will be a free agent next year.
Why give up? Why give up all these guys for? Yeah, exactly. You got Burns, you got Sasaki. I mean, there's got. I'm not giving up the farm for Burns for 1 year or Cease. Luzardo, it makes a lot of sense. Bieber would be. I don't know if the Guardians will want Spencer Jones. Maybe they a lesser price unless they want to throw in a Class A. Let's
and this is the thing too. If you're gonna have the conversations with Miami, and if they want Spencer Jones and if they want top prospects, cool. I want back Luzardo and I want back Cabrera. I just don't want Luzardo. You want me to give up my number one prospect in my system or my number two prospect in my system when it comes to Spencer Jones on top of top pitching prospects, Will Warren, Clayton Beater? Cool. You can have Spencer Jones. You can have Will Warren. You can have Clayton Beater. I want Luzardo and Edward Cabrera. Point blank.
Yeah.
You want position players? The Yankees, we have top position players. We have top prospects. Cool. You have the starting pitching we need. You aren't in a place to contend right now. That's why you let go of Kim Ng. So if that's the case, you want to trade away your starting pitcher Luzardo. We want Edward Cabrera. You can have Spencer Jones. You can have Clayton Beater. You can have Everson Pereira. You can have Oswald Peraza, and you can have Yoendis Gomez. And if you want one of our catching prospects, cool. You can have one of our catching prospects that's not Austin Wells or Ben Rice. One of the other catching prospects we have.
Ben Rortvedt?
You can have Ben Rortvedt for free. How about that? Rora with the 99-cent super sticker. Appreciate you. Thank you. Salute to you. Salute to you. Like I said, for my guy who won the giveaway earlier today, all you got to do is email us, MediaTeam at Morning Brew Sports. He said, Richie, Hector has gone off the deep end. No, I'm serious, Rich. I'm serious. Listen, if they want Spencer Jones, if they want top prospects, then cool. We want Luzardo and we want Edward Cabrera because the Yankees aren't just trying to get one starting pitcher. They're trying to get two starting pitchers. So we could go into the season with Luzardo and with Edward Cabrera. By the time we get to the trade deadline, we can see how both of those starting pitchers are doing. We can see how the Yankees are doing at the trade deadline. And if the Yankees have to make a move at the trade deadline, then we make a move at the trade deadline. Luzardo, Davey has 3 years of control, and I think Cabrera has 4 years of control. Let me just find that real quick.
Yeah, I think he might have 4 or 5. I think Cabrera might be the one with 5.
I'll tell you right now, when it comes to Edward Cabrera, he has 1. He's in pre-arbitration next year, so he has 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 5 years of control. He's 26 years old right now, and he has 5 years of control. He just turned 26.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah. But TC, any last or wise words for our fans who are watching us right now?
Yeah, just be patient and just hope that Cashman has something up his sleeve, because time is short, and we got to make a move. I know we all are anxious to see, see some moves being made and some money being spent. I mean, they got it. It's a matter of time. This week, next week, I think something's going to get done. So hang in there, and just enjoy the start of this year, and look forward to spring training, and a lot of big things happening on the brew. So hang tight, and we thank all you guys for joining in today, and all the new subscribers. Salute to you guys, and got a lot of big things coming. So
definitely. And also we are sitting at 84 likes on the stream. We got over 100 people still in the building. If you guys can, please smack that like button. And like my guy Davey said, Hector, if I'm giving up Jones, I want a starting pitcher with more than 1 year of control and of story. Absolutely.
Yes.
That's why Luzardo and Cabrera would be the perfect trade candidates. If I'm trading Spencer Jones, I need starting pitching with control. Luzardo has 3 years. Cabrera has 5 years. You could give me both of those starting pitchers, and you can have Spencer Jones and some other prospects, right? My guy Dr. Hitskin says Navarez, who's a solid catcher, offensively and defensively in the minors. If you want Navarez, you can have Navarez. But guys, we have come to that time. I've stayed on an extra 5 minutes. Appreciate all of you guys that were in the building. Like I said, we are sitting on 88 likes, 12 away from 100. Let's get to 100 before we end it. Shout out to Anna Marie. I appreciate you. My guy Joe, man, appreciate you. Richie Rivera, I always appreciate you, my guy. Make sure you guys go and support. Go and subscribe to Empire State of Baseball. My guy Richie Rivera does an amazing job over there. Stephen B is in the building. Appreciate you. My guy Swift, how you doing? I was frozen a little bit. That's why I look like a statue. Shout out to you, Dr. Hitskins. Again, thank you, Dr. Hitskins, for helping us contribute to that giveaway. I definitely appreciate you. My guy VR Diesel, shout out to you. Life Journey, shout out to you. My guy Cadzilla, Anthony Medina, Uncle Tat, and the Pinstripe Chronicle. Appreciate all of you guys for always showing up, for always being in the chat. My guys, Mark T. Maker, you guys are the best of the business. Another great show. No, Mark, you are one of the best in the business. Shout out to my guy, Hector Cruz, in the building as well. Like always, make sure you drink your water. Make sure you say hi to your neighbors. And until next time, it's deuces. Where's the outro? There it is.